So here we go, part 4 of my UCI World Tour manufacturer, or best manufacturer of 2017. Part 4, we are looking at time trial bikes. So obviously time trial bikes are rarely expected to be ridden in a peloton or with other groups of riders, other than say a team time trial where you get the whole team of say 9 riders all riding together. Or in fact there was a new race this year called the Hammer Series where the team time trial day all the teams came together, and that was quite interesting. That's the first time I've ever seen a whole bunch of time trial bikes together from different teams. Time trial bikes, because they're purely designed to go as fast as possible, they really don't hold back on the design, and you get some very weird and interesting ideas come up for aerodynamics to make them go as fast as possible. So again, I had a quick look at trends on Google Trends, and it turns out the Scott Plasma has been around for a long time and gets quite a lot of attention, and the specialised Shiv obviously got quite a lot of attention when it came out. Also the giant Trinity, that's been out for a while and has got its fair share of interest. Okay, so that's the Google Trends. Now the other thing I wanted to look at was basically time trial bikes used by the pro world tour teams are governed by many rules set by the UCI. And there's some weird rules that they set that really sort of hold back the design process. However, over in triathlon, which is becoming bigger and bigger, there's now a big enough market for the manufacturers, or some of the manufacturers, to break away from what the UCI say and just go crazy with their designs and just make them as fast as they possibly can, which I think is great. And I think it's crazy that the UCI don't let the designers go with the time trial bikes, because why not? You know, this is the whole point of racing, is to develop new ideas and new technology to help normal people. So come on UCI, let's go crazy. So this is the CERVELO P5X ETAP, fairly expensive, but pretty radical design. Disc brakes, no seat tube, and there's loads of these interesting time trial bikes. So here's another one, Dimond, I think that's how you pronounce that. Dimond, Marquise, don't know how you pronounce that. But again, no seat tube on that one. I forget what you call that frame design now, but I do like these massive forks that they put on. So all very aerodynamic. This one here, the Ventum One, that literally is the most ugly bike I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how to describe that, but obviously fast, otherwise they wouldn't have made it like that. And you can obviously get plenty of liquid up here. Seems quite high up to have a lot of liquid, but there we go. But my favourite one of the crazy designs is this one. Wow, look at that, that's just completely mental. It's like Judge Dredd's bike or something. Very cool. I'd love to know what the numbers were of how fast these bikes were all against each other. So those are the Triathlon TT bikes that aren't governed by the UCI rules. But then moving into the ones that are, our first top manufacturer was Specialized, and their TT bike is called the Shiv. Now, I can't find on their website any way of buying the Shiv as a complete bike. You just get what they call the S-Works Shiv TT module, I guess because TT bikes are very wheel specific and people are going to have their own preferences for what wheels they want on it, I guess. Maybe that's why. What surprises me a lot is how they haven't attempted to integrate the front brake like a lot of the other time trial bikes they do. They usually put the brake at the back or build them into the forks, but the Shiv, they haven't done that. Whether or not that just means it's an older design or whether they don't think it's necessary to do that, I don't know. However, the monster that is Tony Martin used to ride the Shiv when he rode for Quickstep. He now rides for Katusha and rides Canyons. But in his heyday, Tony Martin on the Shiv was a formidable force. The only one I could find as a complete bike was this one, the Shiv Expert. But yeah, we don't need to look at that one anymore because it's a bit rubbish looking with silly wheels on it. You're never going to do a time trial on those wheels, eh? Okay, so next up, BMC. And this is the Time Machine 011. Don't really know what that means. So at the 2017 Vuelta a España, BMC won the team time trial, first stage that started in Nîmes in France. There you go. Vuelta a España starts in France. One of their top guys is Rowan Dennis from Australia, and he's a formidable time trialist. And I think that is the bike we're looking at there, but what confuses me is this bit here. So on the shot from BMC's website, the seat post is in a different position, but on Rowan Dennis's bike, it's there. Somebody will know what's going on there. If you know, write in the comments below. Maybe it's like you can swap that round and have it in that bit or sticking in that bit. Don't know. If you know, let us know. You've got 404 on the front, 808 on the back, nearly 10 grand. Dura Di2, lovely bike, and super fast, obviously. Next up, Pinarello, the BOLIDE TT. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. So just for the frame set, you're looking at 10 grand. This is obviously the time trial bike that Chris Froome rides, and you can't really argue with that. Given the right TT course, he's a complete monster. It's a very funky design, presumably all tested in the wind tunnels and all that sort of thing. Very close around here, look at that. That's going to be super aero with the disc on the back. That's a very sexy, futuristic looking bike, I think. I'd love to have a go on that. And there's Chris Froome riding the BOLIDE at the World Championships, I think that probably is. Check out the asymmetric chainring he's got on there. That is pretty funky. Okay, so next up, Scott Plasma. The Scott Plasma Premium. Scott are one of the few companies that list their weights, and it comes in at 8.65 kilograms and 11 grand. So it's super expensive. I'd love to know how many of these they sell a year, because they're not really mainstream, are they? You've got the 404 zip on the front, you've got the 808 zip on the back, new Di2 Durace, and you've got the drink system on the front and the little thing to hold your gel. So that's all for triathlon, isn't it? So the UCI wouldn't allow that in a pro peloton race. Next up, Canyon SPEEDMAX. Some similarities there between the designs, certainly more so than between those two or those two. So the Plasma and the SPEEDMAX are quite similar in their designs ish. The SPEEDMAX 8.7 kilograms, 5,900 pounds. This has only actually got the Ultegra on it, and DT Swiss wheels. But you've got the same sort of storage system. I'm guessing that's a drinks bottle. What's that? Is that a foldable straw or something? Again, all those bits stuck on will just be for triathlon. Next up, Giant Trinity. What can I say about that? It's not a good looking bike, the Giant Trinity. This is what I was talking about here with the integrated front brake and the fact that Specialized, I haven't tried to integrate that brake. But the Giant Trinity, no weight listed, 6,250 pounds. It's got the nice shopping basket on the front. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Don't like the paint job. I don't like the shape of it, and there's no point really in buying it with these wheels on, because you wouldn't do a time trial with these wheels on, I very much doubt. Not noticed that bit sticking down there before. Is that part of the frame? But it's got the red ETAP on it, always a fan of that. And does it come with the power meter, looks like? So I guess the idea is you buy this and then you stick your own wheels on it. But yeah, the new paint jobs on some of the Giants I'm just not a fan of. Blue and red, no tar. However, it is the Giant Trinity that Tom Dumoulin rides, and when he spins it up and gives it the beans, it does look pretty cool. I'll give it that. That guy is an animal on a TT bike. So that's the Giant Trinity. Last up, Ridley Dean. Again, Ridley let themselves down with their photography. This bike would look great, I think, if they'd taken a better picture of it. This is one of my favourite looking ones, actually, if I'm honest. I love the shape of the frame. Got the 808 on the front and on the back. Got the old Durace Di2, nice and tight round there. I think this is a lovely looking bike. Integrated front brake, got the back brake underneath. That's the sexy bike, I like that. So that's the TT bikes from our top 7 manufacturers. I gotta be completely honest, I've never ridden a TT bike. I would love to have a go on one. I have done a time trial before on my normal road bike with deep section tubular tyres on it, and I thought I was going pretty quick until the TT bike started coming past me, and they are crazy quick and they make a great noise when they come up behind you, and they are scarily fast. So there we go, I'd love to have a go on one. Just purely by what they look like, I think my favourites have got to be, well, this one, the Ridley Dean and the BOLIDE TT from Pinarello. I think they are super cool looking bikes, but also this puppy. Look at that. That is straight out of Blade Runner. So there we go. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you subscribe to my channel, I will consider making some more videos. Coolamundo. Thanks for watching.